Yo, what's good? JT Wolf from the 14 Rings NFC East podcast, here to bring you another episode of Barbershop Talk with yours truly, JT Wolf. I'm back at it again, ready to roll. Got a chance to look at this schedule, and what can I say? Hey, thank you NFL. Thank you NFL. This game is looking really nice this upcoming season. Okay, I ain't mad at it. Not mad at it at all. I love the challenge on what it brings, but also shows the execution on what needs to be done. And Dallas now sees who the opposition is, who they play, but also know it's going to be a strong stretch these first 14 games. And then at the end of the season, we're going to see how it plays out. But with that being said, let's get into this NFL schedule for the Dallas Cowboys. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, there we go. What can I say about this schedule? I did watch the trailer for the schedule for the Cowboys. Shout out to all the Tylers that was in the video. That was a really cool thing that they did. Hey, Tyler, all day. Tyler. Yeah, that was really cool. But looking at this schedule, I'm looking at it and seeing that, hey, we start out with the division the first 2 weeks, and I can't express my happiness with that because it shows right out the gate that Dallas is playing against their ops and ready to roll, ready to get things rolling. That's the best way to go with just trying to execute what you need to do. So we play week 1, the New York Giants, Sunday Night Football, primetime game. Wouldn't have it any other way. Element of surprise. We got Harbaugh as the running the Giants regime. He's the new head coach. And then Dallas has their young defensive coordinator and Christian Parker. So it's going to be a lot of element of surprises. I have to say it's perfect for the Dallas Cowboys because it really favors them. But the Giants are no pushover. They have really elevated their coaching staff to be able to help this young team that they have. They have a lot of great talent on that field, so it's going to be a really nice primetime matchup on week 1 on Sunday night with the element of surprise with all the talent on the field. Week 2, we have the Washington Commanders coming to Dallas. That's going to be a Sunday afternoon game. Wouldn't have it any other way. Dallas and Washington is one of those OG rivalries. And hey, with that being said, starting out early, ain't mad at it. The schedule kind of reminds me with the first 2 teams back many years ago where it lined up. We're playing Washington first and then New York Giants second. It's flipped. So that's very interesting. I really like how this schedule plays out. Dallas has one of the toughest schedules, I will have to say, especially with the division that's coming up in the AFC North, with the Baltimore Ravens going to Rio in week 3 against the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens have been a thorn on the Cowboys side since they've been in the league, and Dallas really don't have a really good record against Baltimore. The last matchup we had was a close matchup, and Harbaugh was the coach with the Ravens. So, yeah, we'll see how that plays out in Rio. But it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see that game. The next matchup, week 4, we play against the Houston Texans, the Battle of Texas. Yet again, 4-3 record against both teams, the Texans and Cowboys. Cowboys edge it by a game. Texans recently won the head-to-head matchup 2 seasons ago. So we'll see who carries the reins and hold up the horns at the end of the day. Then we have a Thursday night game with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming to Dallas. That's a nice matchup. The last time we played, Dallas edged them late in that game, so it's going to be fun to see them playing the Buccaneers again. The next team we're showing is the Green Bay Packers. If I'm looking at that correctly, Dallas goes to Lambeau. So whenever Dallas and Green Bay lines up, it always comes out to be a great game. Last matchup, it was actually a tie. Never thought I would see today. So this time around, we'll see who reigns supreme. And then our next matchup is Monday Night Football against the Philadelphia Eagles. We go to Philly. And no, that's going to be a hostile environment there. Rivalry. Cowboys Eagles, wouldn't have it any other way. Primetime game. The last time we had a primetime game, let's just say a defender got ejected in the game. Beef with a quarterback. Now, interested to see how this one plays out. The next matchup is against the Arizona Cardinals, and that's going to be an early Sunday game. This game is going to be very interesting because we're going to see a young Arizona team without a Kyler Murray, but having a Jeremiah Love at running back. It's going to be very interesting. Next matchup we have is against the Indianapolis Colts. We're going to see if that Colts team really is that team. We know they got Jonathan Taylor, but it's going to be the battle of the quarterbacks. Dak versus Daniel Jones. Who will reign supreme? We'll see on November 6th. My bad, November 8th. The next matchup, I consider another rivalry for the Cowboys. A true rivalry. San Francisco comes to Dallas. November 15th. Sunday afternoon game. It's going to be a big game. Cowboys and Niners. Solid rivalry. From year after year, whenever we line up against this team, interesting stuff happens. And one of our own, Osa Odigizua, he's playing on the opposition. We traded him to the Niners. So he's going to try to get his get back with Dallas. It's going to be a fun matchup. Can't wait to see it. Next matchup, Tennessee Titans go up against Robert Saleh and that Titans defense and the Titans team. It's going to be an interesting matchup. What I can say from what I'm seeing from this schedule, early part of the season, you're getting hit with heavy hitters. Not only do you have the division, but you also have the outer division. And I have to say the AFC South is a wild card team that really basically just shows that, okay, some of them are strong, some of them may not be strong, but they still play as if they're a strong team. Overall, it's a very tricky and dark horse matchup when we go up against the AFC South. And we can also say that with the AFC North as well. I do know and believe that Baltimore is our only team from the AFC North. But the AFC South, that division, you can't sleep on that division because anybody can rise and they're very dangerous when they line up against you. So, with that being said, Tennessee coming to Dallas. It won't be an easy game, but it's one that everyone would enjoy. And then Gobble Gobble Day, Thanksgiving Day, Philly comes to Dallas, round 2. And that's a late Thanksgiving game. And with that being said, that matchup, it's been a while since I've seen the Eagles and Cowboys on Thanksgiving, so it's going to be a lovely feast just to see these guys go head to head. Overall, I like being able to play against my division on a holiday like Thanksgiving because it shows that, hey, everybody is seeing how our division and we're seeing who's the best team coming out of this. So, Eagles and Cowboys, Gobble Gobble Day, love it. Feast on. And then the next matchup is a Monday night game against the Seattle Seahawks. Dallas goes to Seattle, and that's going to be the alleged meeting of DeMarcus Lawrence and the dark side defense for the Seahawks against my Dallas Cowboys on Monday night. So that's going to be interesting leading into winter, and that's a December game. Very late into the season after the Seahawks, Dallas have a week 14 bye week. Now, Cowboys Nation, I don't know when the last time we had a late bye week like this in the week 14. Dallas is going to run the table, and they're going to do that the first 13 games. I know that's a lot of pressure, but Dallas, what are you going to do under pressure? I believe you can handle it. 13 games, you got to run the gauntlet. You can run the table. I can definitely see it. And that week 14 bye comes at a sweet time that you're able to recalibrate into your next matchup in week 15 against the Los Angeles Rams. And that's 5 days before Christmas. So the Rams, no pushover. They were close and potentially getting to the Super Bowl. overall, this team is nothing to sneeze at. McVay knows what he's doing, and that Rams team is clicking. And they got some studs on defense too. So yeah, this matchup's gonna be no pushover down this stretch in December. It's gonna be something very key that Dallas is gonna have to really lock in and finishing out this season strong. And where you have 13 games where they're gonna have to run the table, it just shows that hey, these next few opponents, you're gonna have to handle them because more than likely, yeah, it's gonna be a big season. I believe this season is gonna be truly special, but we just gotta see how it plays out. The next matchup after the Rams, Jacksonville Jaguars come to Dallas. That's one of them AFC South matchups against the Cowboys that they could be a thorn on your side. It's going to be a very intriguing matchup. Can't wait to see it. And then the last two games on how it started at the beginning of the season, the last two matchups are against the same teams. So we have the New York Giants next, where they come to Dallas early January after New Year's. That might have some seeding implications. Who knows? And then the end of the season, Dallas goes to Washington to close out the 2026 NFL season. So you start out with two of your rivals, and then you finish out the season with two of your rivals. And overall, what I can say about this schedule is that Dallas can truly run the table, and I'm just excited that we can go up against this gauntlet of teams. And all these teams have something to prove, but the guys with the star on their helmet have something to prove as well. So with that being said, this schedule is going to be something. And I'm just excited to be able to witness it and go through with just handling everything like it's supposed to. And Dallas, you got your work cut out for you. You got the files on each team. Execute, handle the business. This season is in y'all hands. And with that being said, that's the conclusion of the 2026 NFL schedule for the Dallas Cowboys that released earlier this evening. We have a bye week on week 14. I'm just thinking about that bye week because you have a full 13 games that you got to get through before you can really recharge and recalibrate towards the end of the season. Normally, Dallas has their bye weeks around the time of week 7, week 8, and maybe a week 9, even if that, because that's in the halfway point. So you're going into this season with banger after banger after banger, and even more bangers into the holiday season, and then you get your bye week, but then you have to finish out the month of December and the early part of January to fully show what your team is truly can be. So with that being said, Dallas is going to run the table this season. At a later time, I'm going to have a prediction of how many wins the Cowboys are going to have. I know everybody's going to be coming after me on what my prediction is going to be, but I'll give you a quick teaser. Dallas can definitely run the table. I know I said that multiple times, but this time around, playoff ready. And we may be a player or two, or might even be ready to roll for who knows. Sky's the limit. Dallas got this. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Barbershop Talk with JT. Hope everyone had a great time just listening to what I think about the NFL schedule. And like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to our first 1,000. And you can check us out on our social and medias at 14 Rings NFC East Podcast. Everyone has a blessed day, blessed evening. DC for life. Much love.